Welcome to the Hasn't Been 3 Days podcast with your hosts, Justin and BJ. We talk about 3-day-old news, sports, and whatever else we want to talk about. You, the MVP listener, you listen in, you laugh, you hate on our takes, you cry, maybe.
You probably cried listening to my opening. I really butchered it.
I was just thinking, we should just switch this up, and you should do the open from now on out.
No way, dude. I'm so bad at it. I'm so excited to get to like what I was gonna do, and I had thoughts in my head, and then I just hit record and just totally bombed it.
Well, and so we didn't finish it, but the opening says, if you're going to hate on our takes, let us know after it's been 3 days. Sit on it a little bit. Kind of like Lane Kiffin did on this job.
Wait.
Wait 3 days.
He waited 3 hours after the game. That was about it.
But thank you. And part of it, people don't know this about you, I don't think. They get to hear us, and we've been doing this for a year now. And one of the biggest feedbacks that is positive is that people like seeing our friendship come through the show, and it's been really cool. But what people don't know about you, Justin, is you are like an alpha male. You are somebody who has to have the plan. You have to have it coordinated. However, what people don't realize too is that when you and I are together, we do a good job of kind of balancing that out. And there's times where you kind of just are able to relax into whatever I'm going with, and I can do that with you, and we kind of play that off pretty well. But I know when your alpha comes out, you got to go and you got to have it. So I can understand why you get a little antsy in the open.
Yeah, and I get really nervous in front of people, and hundreds of people that this goes out to.
Hundreds minus 90.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No,
so I didn't really plan. I was just like, yeah, Nate's going to be on. Nate's going to film with BJ. And we had some production value, quote unquote, to it. Had some audio that we were messing around with because we ended up doing it really late at night. And so I had the giggles with my kids making fun of audios that we found. And
that's crazy that you were doing it late at night. I know you stay up late to get this loaded, but yeah, you're usually, you don't sleep much, do you?
No. Plus, Nate decided that he wanted to have technical difficulties, and so we had to wait for him. And then Nebraska basketball was on TV
because the rabbit chewed the cord, or what?
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks to Nate Rabel for coming in and filling in the shoes. Here's the thing about you guys' show. I think we could stop the Hasn't Been 3 Days podcast, and we could go on to like the bro show, and it could be Nate and Justin going off because you guys do a great job. And I just want to say thanks to Nate once again for his work on this podcast. You're welcome anytime, Nate. Thanks for filling in, man.
Yeah, thanks for being, thanks for showing up and hanging out, Nate. It was fun doing the podcast. It was fun talking NBA as much as I love talking the NBA.
Yeah.
Speaking of the NBA. Sorry, I just got really loud. My neighborhood just woke up. Okay, we talked the NBA Cup. And we can get into this again later on. This might end up being a big sports show, to be honest with you. Sorry, people. But, man, when I talked to WNBA Cup, and then I was like, I'll give it a chance. And then I went to go watch the game on Friday. And sure enough, the Lakers don't even play on their NBA court because it's not good enough for them. So I don't know what that's all about. But anyways, there's my stance.
And here's the crazy thing about the NBA Cup. So I have a story about the NBA Cup. So my stepdaughter, Abby, she likes to go to basketball games, and she goes to the high school games, and she loves supporting her school and her friends. And but she got invited to go to a Blazers game this last week, and she got to go to this game, and she was kind of apprehensive because of the people that were going and just some different things. But she went, and I asked Heidi, my wife, I said, who are they playing? And Heidi's like, I think they're playing the Spurs. I'm like, oh my gosh. She gets to see Wemby play.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know what she's getting to see. And then Wemby didn't play. Wemby was hurt.
He pulled a wimpy.
But it was a cup game as
Yeah.
well. So she got to see a cup game. So when she got home, I said, "What color was the court?" And she goes, "It was gray. It was kind of weird looking." I said, "Yeah, because you got to see a cup game." She goes, "What's that?" I said, "Yeah, you don't even know what you got to go see. You got to go see history being made."
You got to go see see recess basketball, and that game counted. So that's what you got to see.
That's true. That's true. So
I mean, that's how I tried to understand it. It's a game that you play at recess, but these games count.
And it is kind of cool. I mean, it's a different way to keep, like, I loved what Nate said. When he said that it's trying to grab the attention. Yes, you're sharing with football, but you're trying to grab the attention before Christmas.
Oh, 100%.
And I loved Nate's points. Nate did a good job. I was listening because I like listening to you two, and I like what he brings to the show. I mean, we should probably just add him as a regular. He's that good. But
he needs to get a technology upgrade then.
That may be true, but when he brings up those points about the NBA opening night's great, Halloween night usually, Halloween weekend, then it kind of just fades until Christmas. But like football takes over, and college football right now, and NFL and all this stuff. But so I get why they're doing it, and it's good. But I also want to say thanks to Nate, because Nate didn't dog me. He didn't bash me at all.
He actually held back his Chiefs.
He did.
Like, I don't know. I mean, he didn't have much to say.
He has to.
Yeah, I was going to say. Maybe we should have had him on today, because
he has to, because the Broncos are number one still today as we speak.
I mean, he also lost. He did. His team lost to the Cowboys too.
The Cowboys have technically, by 6 degrees of championships, the Cowboys have beat the 2 Super Bowl teams this year.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, the Cowboys should be Super Bowl champs, right?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Mid-season Super Bowl champs, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, that's just like Nebraska football, preseason national champions.
There you go.
Lay an egg. So yeah.
But anyway, thanks Nate for coming on. Thanks for the Stranger Things update. Stranger Things. It's funny that you guys were going to talk about that. Nice.
BJ's got a Stranger Things update.
You know, it's funny because we were just finishing our show on Netflix this week, and as we were looking at it, we were looking at what are we going to watch, and all these Stranger Things ads were coming on, and we've never watched it, and honestly, we have no desire to watch it either. So, but when you told me what you guys were going to be talking about, I'm like, sweet, that's a whole nother element that I would never add to the show, and so I was really glad for that. So, good job, Nate.
Well, yeah, good job, Nate. High five. There we go. Got it. I didn't have a high five sound effects. I just made my own. This is high production quality. High quality H2O.
So speaking of Netflix, Justin, when do you have time to just watch a show right now? What's your TV watching night that's not sports?
If I don't have sports on, I'm not watching TV. Unless like right now, my TV has Red Zone on.
Yeah, so you don't have a show that that was my next question, is what show are you watching? Are you and Becky watching a show or anything like that?
Not really, no. Becky tends to go to bed a little bit earlier than I do. And then when I do stay up, it's only because I've watched sporting event and then I fell asleep on the couch taking a nap before bedtime. But really, I don't. We have like a bunch of stuff to watch that we never do. I mean, we've taped some sitcoms. Like that new Tim Allen sitcom that's on ABC. We've kind of watched that. Yeah, it's enjoyable.
His life story is pretty cool.
Yeah. Going to jail for drugs and then just kind of turning around.
Well, he was on strike 3, and in Michigan, the state law, I mean, once you hit strike 3, you're done. Mm-hmm. And he had 2 strikes, and then he got his big break in comedy and turned his life around, and it's pretty cool. But
That was one show that we watched growing up all the time was Home Improvement. With
Home Improvement.
My dad watched that show constantly.
Did you watch Last Man Standing?
Not enough to like know the storylines or anything, but I'd watch episodes once in a while. Like something would catch my eye when I was channel surfing.
Yeah. So Tim Allen he's a conservative politician as far as his stance on things. So it's funny to hear him kind of go against the Hollywood slant of politics and stuff in his shows and in his comedy. But Last Man Standing did the opposite. I love this part of what he's done with his shows. Home Improvement, he had 3 boys. He was Tool Time, and he was this host of the show and all this stuff. And then Last Man Standing, he has 3 girls in the show, and they incorporated a couple of the other actors from Tool Time and Home Improvement into his new show. And it was kind of cool because Jonathan Taylor Thomas made a cameo in Last Man Standing, and he started dating one of the daughters of Tim Allen's daughters.
Oh, okay.
He comes over for dinner one night, and Tim Allen says something to the effect of, "Yeah, he's got a really good family. He had great parents growing up and raised him right."
Well, they had cameos from Home Improvement on that Shifting Gears.
Yeah, same thing. That's what I was going to say with Shifting Gears as well. I've only seen a few episodes of that, but it's pretty. I liked Two Broke Girls, which is the other girl from from Shifting Gears, and so that's pretty cool. But Stifler's in that as well.
Yep, he is. So it's a pretty good cast. It's pretty funny. Jenna Elfman's in there, and so it's pretty good. But other shows than that, like Becky and I used to watch a bunch of shows, but then when Becky was hospitalized and then just home, we all watched some, like all downstairs in my man cave, I have a couple TVs, so I'll have sports on one.
Hold on. Errors and omissions here. Let me correct this. He's got 74 TVs, and he's probably got 3 more in boxes in the garage that Becky doesn't know about.
No, I do have a TV in my garage. I only have 4 TVs in my basement. But when I, like tonight, I'll go watch Sunday Night Football, and we'll find something on TV. A lot of times Becky likes to watch HGTV, so I'll find like something on HGTV that I tolerate. Like I can tolerate the people, and I'll watch it with her. But the other TV will have football on.
Well,
other than that,
a shout out to the TK show. He had a guest on that was in a Lifetime movie. He talks about Lifetime movies, and Tony Kornheiser's there for those of you that don't know.
Yeah.
But this Lifetime movie is about the Bills, and one of the Bills guys is one of Tony's regular guests, and so he was talking about Lifetime movie with the Bills. The Buffalo Bills, so it was sports related, and so it was kind of cool holiday movie. So you know the gist, you know the storyline and all the plot stuff that happens on Hallmark Christmas movies. They're all the same, but
in the same town.
Yeah,
same guy that drives the same truck.
Yep,
and loses a dog or something. I don't know.
And then they kiss under a gazebo, and it's all the world is all fixed.
I don't like gazebos anymore because of that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's my hill.
That's your
die on that hill.
Your
no gazebo, no gazebos because of Hallmark Channel. Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Good. Hosted at my house. Had everybody but the Nate Rabel family, since they will be up here for Christmas. So we, like I said, hosted, hung out here, played games, played taco cat goat cheese pizza. Have you ever played that?
I have.
Oh, yes. That's insane.
That's a fun one.
Gave myself bruises on my chest every time I got groundhog.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
Yep.
That's not good. So, we had fun with that. And then, just a lot of, I didn't leave the house until today to go to church. I literally just kind of hung out, started getting Christmas stuff up. First time getting Christmas decorations in the house done before December 1st. So that's new. I mean, I still got a giant mess in here, but most of it's up. So
Cool.
What about you? How was your holiday?
We had a good day. We had all the kids, and so everybody was over. Had a couple friends come with them, and so we had 12 people we hosted in our house. And you've seen our house, so you know that we were packed in here pretty good. And
Yeah, there's about that
um,
many when you got married in your house.
yeah, we didn't get married in our house, but when we got
Well,
married, we
you
had
know
that
what I
many
mean.
people over. Yeah, just to clarify.
We
Uh,
could have got married in your house. We should have. Could have got married in your backyard.
yeah, we probably could have. We had yeah, but anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
So yeah, we had all the kids over, and we did a. This is here's a question for you, but we did a favorite Thanksgiving food Thanksgiving. So everybody told us their favorite sides
Okay.
from Thanksgiving, and we made all everybody's favorite sides. None of us like turkey, so we did ham, and Ian made some ribs for us.
Okay.
And speaking of Ian, little teaser, we haven't had him on the show yet, but he's willing to come on, and we're efforting a time where he can come on and join us on the show.
Well,
So
look at that.
he's
That's
going to join us. So,
yeah,
but
nice.
with that being said, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? Do you like turkey as a follow up?
I think I've decided, and no offense to tradition, but I think I'm going the way of smoked turkey. And I think I'm going the way of smoked turkey breast. Um, yeah. The turkey is good on day one, but then after that, it's like so dry and.
Well,
But I also don't smoke. I heard if you smoke a turkey, it's better. It's yeah. There's a lot of little things. So I'm a
yeah.
turkey. I'll be a turkey breast guy.
Okay. So, what's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
Favorite side? I guess I'm gonna go cheesy potatoes.
Cheesy potatoes. So, what does that mean? Describe that.
Describe. Well, shredded potatoes, or you can use cubed.
Okay.
But shredded works better. Sour cream, oregano, salt and pepper, and then just cheese. And if you do it really good, to do a crusty top, like a crusty
cornflakes,
bag of cornflakes. Yeah.
So that's what we call funeral potatoes.
Funeral potatoes. Well, yeah. I mean, it is a funeral for the turkey, so I guess.
But
fits.
like if you go to any funeral dinner in any church, those potatoes are there.
Yeah, I get you.
So that's why we call those funeral potatoes. And that was one of 3 or 4 people's favorites. So we had that as well.
Yeah, green bean casserole.
Do you use the French onions, or do you use the something else on the top?
French onions. You know, here's a little tidbit for you. Do French onions mixed into the casserole, and then some more on the top.
Yep.
And then you use the broiler in your oven and crust the top a little bit. Perfect.
Yep. We did not have that this year, but
I'm no green bean casserole. Huh? Nobody liked it.
That wasn't one of the faves. We did funeral potatoes. We did mashed potatoes. We did. My mom makes a cheesy macaroni and cheese corn casserole, so we did that. Stovetop stuffing. Those people that like the real stuffing, there's got to be something wrong with them, because stovetop is just, it's so easy and it's just so good. So
I made stovetop. I mixed stovetop this year, but I did it in a crock pot and let them cook for longer. Everything in there, all the dry ingredients, put it on the crock pot, let it go for about 3 hours. Ooh, it was pretty solid.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting because that's like a minute rice type of Thanksgiving. It takes 5 minutes to make. So.
But it does dry out a lot.
It does.
Yeah. And so this year I did it crock pot, but chicken broth. Put chicken broth in it.
Yeah.
And then a stick of butter and 2 things of packaging. And then I ended up doubling it because I was like, this is not enough. So then I had to make it quick on the stovetop and then throw it into the crock pot. So I think a mixture of both of them together like balanced it out, because everybody was like, this is really good stuffing. And I was like, I made it in the crock pot. And then I
Cool.
was like, errors and omissions. I did half of it on the stove.
So let's talk about this because it's going to segue us because I'm going to talk. I'm going to ask you first, and then I'll tell you my story. But what's your favorite Thanksgiving Day memory as a kid or as an adult? What's your favorite staple memory on Thanksgiving weekend?
Um, I remember going to my grandparents' house on Vine Street a lot, and we'd go across the street to St. John's and play football or play in the playground. And just being at there, like we were there like all day. Um, I remember doing that a lot. And then there was a time like when Becky and I were dating or getting, just got married, newlyweds. We would come back to Lincoln from Kansas City. We'd do Lincoln Thanksgiving, and we'd drive out to her parents and do Thanksgiving, and then drive all the way back to Kansas City. So it was a lot, but we would go to multiple Thanksgivings because it always seemed like when I was growing up, my family wasn't huge, but we would always just do one, right? We'd just go to my grandparents, you just do one, and then like Becky's side of the family, it's so big, and then obviously when you get married, you're doing multiple, so. But I would say like my grandparents is probably the one I remember playing in the front yard, and then with the cousins or whatever, and just hanging out. So
Yeah, and I don't know
and
if you want
drinking old pop at my grandparents' house. That's something that my brother would talk about. Is they would always have like pop that they bought for in bulk, and then it was like caffeine free. It had the gold lid on the top. Do you remember the gold lid Pepsis? Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there used to be a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that's good. That's good. Well, speaking of your family, we'd be remiss not to say, condolences and thoughts to your family and the passing of your Uncle Roger. And what a cool guy he was. Jerry, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Jerry.
Right.
Grandpa.
Grandpa was Roger.
Roger, my bad.
You're good. You're good.
But he lived with your grandparents, and that's
Correct.
where I was going there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jerry, and just what a cool guy. I remember coming over there for a Husker game once and watching with your grandpa and your grandma. Your grandma was so funny. She's a lot. I know it's your dad's mom, but she was a lot like your mom. Would just say whatever she wanted to say. But then Jerry would just give it right back to her. Jerry was so much fun because he just would say the same thing. He would just kind of go along and just say whatever was on his mind. And
Jerry. He was the younger brother of my dad by 4 years. I think it was with the differences, and he lived a lot longer than a lot of people expected. I mean, he was one of the first in the city of Lincoln, like preemie babies.
Wow.
And so he was born in 1959. And this is something I didn't realize, that he was like one of the first in Lincoln as being a preemie baby. He was born like, I think 3 months early is if I remember correctly off the top. Because he only weighed 1 pound and like 4 ounces when he was a baby. I do remember that, but I can't remember it was 3 months. So, he lived a wonderful. My favorite stories to talk about him and being told is my dad. Jerry was also blind, by the way. Jerry was born blind and was blind his whole life, and I think that's how that works, right? When you're born blind, you're born. Yeah, whatever. He would always ask my dad to go do stuff. I remember my dad taking him to the driving range. That was entertaining to hear stories about that. But one of my favorite memories of Uncle Jerry, besides, is he loved music. He would just sit in a room and just listen to music all the time. But he also loved watching TV. I remember one time he told my dad I think he told Grandpa Rabel or his dad, we need to get a new TV. Those new Vizios, they have really good. I've been hearing they have really great color on the screens are like immaculate. But he would repeat the commercial, right? And he's like, but it's got really great color. And I remember my dad saying, "What? What? Why would you need a whatever?" It was like one of the funny. He would say stuff like that. He's like, "Yeah, I need a new TV." And why? Well, because these new TVs have really good color. This is an older one that I have in my room to watch TV. So that's one of the funniest things. He would say that, and he would be, but he he was just he would at information. He was just like he'd listen to radio all the time. He'd listen to TV, but he would gather all that, and he would know what products were good and stuff. Obviously, based off what TV was telling him, but it was just so funny. He's like, yeah, he needs a new Vizio TV because the color, the color is better than the one he has right now. So it's fun to grace. But yeah, holidays, especially losing him over right before the holidays, it's tough. His funeral's coming up this week, so yeah. Well, like I said, he's lived a great life. He has stories and people that love him. That were in and out of the family. He'll be missed. I know it hit my dad pretty good, but we're all. Here's the positive out of this. He can now see that Vizio TV, right? So he can see his mom and dad now, and other family members that he's never seen before.
That's really cool.
So that's the positive take out of it, and he made an impact for people reading comments that people are commenting on Facebook from my sister's post are like, oh, I didn't know that was your uncle. We knew him growing up and all these things. It's been kind of cool. So
that is cool. Yeah, he's been made whole and welcomed home. So yeah, that's cool. Good deal.
Well, what about your memories?
Well, yeah, we just went a whole different rabbit trail that I didn't intend to go, but that's really cool. No, my memories had to do with sports. So I was going to segue us to sports and playing in those big family Thanksgivings. My mom's side was huge. So we had uncles and cousins, and my grandparents had a huge side yard that we would go down and play football. And it was always fun to watch the uncles try to compete with the kids. And we had some good athletes in that family, some good athletes there in Superior, Nebraska, and good athletes in the extended family. So those football games got competitive, and it was a lot of fun. So it was fun to play in the turkey bowls every year after we got our food on and needed to get outside because the house was too small for 40 people to be in a little one level house. So
yeah, isn't it the truth? They're just like, eat and get outside. Go away. Get out of here. Plus it was like 900 degrees and no matter what the temperature was ever set in a house because of how many people were in there.
You know what I never remember? I never remember having a Thanksgiving day where it was bad weather, where we couldn't play outside. Yeah.
I mean, but there probably was every time.
There probably was. Yeah. But November in Nebraska, you guys have snow right now, but it's like, I never remember snow on Thanksgiving growing up. Now, I'm sure there was, but I don't remember it.
Well, yeah, we were young and we would play in snow.
True.
Yeah,
true.
So
good point. Yeah.
Now it's like snow. I'm not going outside for 3 days. So.
Well, we're gonna get to our picks in just a minute. We're gonna talk the NBA. Kind of shout out to Nate and a little homage to the NBA Cup. But I wanted to, before we get into some other sports that are going on now, bring up something that hits me a little bit close because I followed him. Nate went to school with him, but the MLB, and this is my one regret. I've been taught to not have regrets, but just have, I learned my lesson or I grew from this. But my one regret is that I never tried to see how far my baseball career could go. But the MLB Hall of Fame voting for class of 2026 is coming up, and the ballot's just been released. And my all-time favorite player is on that ballot, and he's a Nebraska native.
His mom used to live right down the street from where we live.
Yep, went to Southeast High School.
Actually, Becky worked with his mom.
Right. Too. Yep. We saw him in high school. We saw him in college at the University of Nebraska. I watched him play in AA in Wichita, watched him play in AAA in Omaha, and watched him play in the big leagues in Kansas City. Alex Gordon, first time on the ballot for the Hall of Fame election. Alex Gordon came up as a third baseman with the Royals, was supposed to be the next George Brett, and couldn't do it. He
just
he was a two-level. This is what we called it. He was a two-tier third baseman. And what that meant is he could play third base when there were two tiers of stands. So college, double A, triple A, he was great. He got to the big leagues and the big stage, 3 layers of bleachers, stadium. He couldn't do it.
It's because of the wind. The wind's different.
It is, especially at third base. And so Alex Gordon then became a left fielder, an outfielder for the Royals. He went down to AAA for a whole season and changed positions and completely changed the training of all the Royals outfielders.
Yeah.
Because of how Alex Gordon began to train to become not just a quality outfielder, he became a Hall of Fame eligible outfielder, and he has had his jersey retired for the Kansas City Royals. He's in the Royals Hall of Fame, and Alex Gordon is up for the first time in the baseball MLB Hall of Fame this year. There's a list of 26 other guys that are on this list, some ones that we're going to talk about. But what are your chances? What do you think, Justin, are his chances? You got to have 75% of the ballot vote to get in. First ballot Hall of Famer. Does he have a shot? What's your over under on his percentage of getting? Does he get more than 10% of the votes this year?
Man, with that many people, I don't know. I would say I think he's in that 10 to 15 range, maybe.
Okay.
I think if you left it up to Husker Nation to vote, they would vote him in. Because that's like anytime you put a poll on the internet, Husker Nation goes crazy about it.
True.
And maybe even Kansas City too, on top of it. But the purist will say, I think there's some purists be like, well, he came up in this position. He didn't play that. They'll use that against him for some reason, which doesn't make any sense because there are players who start at shortstop and they go to third base, or shortstop to second base or, whatever.
Sure.
You can't really fault like a catcher going to first base because, well, their knees are blowing out at that point. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think with the group of people that's on that list, I would say it'd be hard to get a lot of other votes right now. Maybe as time goes, maybe. But
so I'm going to sort this real quick. Of the 27 people, okay, he's still bottom half and
bottom half, yeah.
In here, but no, hold on, that's not right.
He does have a World Series ring, so that helps.
He does. So, yeah, his win above replacement is 34.9. Yeah. So here's my. I think it's going to be less than 10%, just out of a realist standpoint, looking at these other names, but. There's a couple other Royals that were on this list. Carlos Beltran is on this list. He's a returning person. He's got the highest percentage of
vote. He'll
probably make it. Carlos Beltran he played center field for the Royals until when the Royals were bad.
The farm team for the
They
MLB.
were the farm team for the MLB, and then he went on to play for the Yankees and the Mets.
They were like the Expos before the Expos.
Yeah, so Carlos Beltran played 20 years in
That's
the
crazy.
majors. Alex Gordon played 14 in the majors. That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Nuts. Yeah.
Alex Gordon played 1,753 games. He's a career 257 hitter, so not that great. But he became a Gold Glove and Platinum Gold Glove outfielder. And
is it platinum gold or just platinum?
Oh, I'm sorry, platinum. I missed.
I was like, did they double dip this thing?
Yeah, they did. First in gold, then in platinum.
That's fair.
But you didn't run on Alex Gordon. He had an arm like a third baseman that played outfield, and he led the league in assists more years than I can remember. And you just didn't run on him from left field. He had a cannon, and he was fun to watch. But Alex Gordon going on to be voted on in the MLB Hall of Fame. But we got some trivia here. We talked about this pre-show, but you're a Braves fan. This is his 9th year on the ballot, but Andrew Jones is on the ballot. And I know we talked about this, but here's some trivia. Andrew Jones was 19 years old when he came into the league. He came into the league in the World Series or in that playoff run for the Atlanta Braves. And go ahead and answer the question.
He hit 2 home runs in that World Series.
In the first game, in his first 2 at-bats. He hit home runs in his first 2 World Series at-bats at 19 years old. Here's the trivia question for those of you listening. Don't look it up. How many career World Series home runs does Andrew Jones have?
Dun, 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 0. He has a total of 2.
2. See,
that is a crazy stat, but it makes sense because he didn't really appear anywhere else. When we were kind of talking about this, I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, after the mid-90s, the Braves didn't really make it back. I mean, they had playoff runs, but...
Yeah, so Andrew Jones has a career 434 home runs in the regular season. He's 4th on the list of these 27 players. Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones. 434 career home runs, 2 in the World Series on his first 2 plate appearances when he was 19. He played 17 years in the big leagues as well. A WAR number, which is wins above replacement, meaning his stats would have been better than 62.7 of the other players that could have taken his spot on the roster. So that's pretty good. That's really good.
And Alex Gordon's is what?
Alex Gordon, it's like 30.
Yeah, so Andrew Jones is like double.
Yeah. Andrew Jones was legit center fielder most of his career. Wins above replace Alex Gordon 34.9.
Yeah.
But he didn't play the outfield this whole career either. So that's part of it too. But it's going to be an interesting vote. Alex Rodriguez on there, asterisk potentially to get him in. 696 total home runs in his career.
Does he get on now because he's on TV?
No. Baseball's a purist, especially
Pete Rose was on TV,
especially for the Hall of Fame. I'm not a purist in that sense. I think the best players need to be in your museum. And Alex Rodriguez was one of the best players in his era, regardless of – same thing with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was a 5-tool player his entire career. He started taking steroids and became –
allegedly.
The incredible hitter that he was, but he was already an incredible hitter.
Yeah.
So I'm of the fandom that says put him in. Put Barry Bonds in, put Roger Clemens in, put Alex Rodriguez in, put Pete Rose in. If you're number 1 in all-time stats in your sport, and it's been over this many years that it's been going on, you need to be in the Hall of Fame. You just do,
Disagree with that. Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Good luck to Alex Rodriguez as he sits on this ballot, and go Huskers.
As long as your name's on it, I think that's an accomplishment enough to be even thought about in that light. So
for sure. Yeah, I got to watch him come up through Wichita and watch him come out and warm up. It was, I sat on the third base side just so I could sit close and watch him. And he just looked like a man among boys there in the AA level coming out of college. And he was fun to watch. He became my favorite player.
I was going to say, your boys started, they really enjoyed the Royals and Alex Gordon because of that a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it makes a difference when you watch sports and you know the people that you're watching.
Yeah, you kind of have a connection too. So,
for sure. Cool. Well, thanks for letting me have that. Let's jump into our picks. We're getting towards the end of our time today, and Nate did some picking for us last week. I picked the games for you guys. Nebraska. I didn't know where to go with that. They did win. Nebraska basketball. I put the over/under at 160 based on where they had been scoring.
Yeah, they tried to lose that game.
Well, but they won, so that's good. And they didn't go over, though.
No.
The 160, so Justin got that right on that one. But
called it like I knew something.
Nate had a rough week picking games as our guest picker. Probably shouldn't.
He was too busy picking his nose.
He put on yeah. He was too busy waiting for Stranger Things to come out. That's what he was too busy focused on. So
100%.
especially with his chefs laying another egg. Good job, Cowgirls.
They almost won by 100. Your pick.
Almost, yeah,
Yeah.
almost. But I'll take the win there for sure. So, well, we got championship week, and before we jump into these picks, just give me your 5 to 30-second take on the coaching carousel in the college football ranks.
It's crazy. The fact that, oh my gosh, I was reading like Twitter feed real quick about Lane Kiffin leaving to go to Ole Miss, or from Ole Miss to go to LSU. Like they, he pretty much said after the game, "I gotta go home and pray about this," and I'm sure he did, and he's a connection to a Nebraska family because his dad coached, Monty Kiffin coached at Nebraska, and I think actually Lane was born in Lincoln, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a fact. Errors and omissions get us later, yeah. So he came out today and announced, but leaving before the playoff run, and hoping, and like Twitter was all about. He was like going in telling the coaches, "I'm leaving to go to LSU. You're coming with me now, or you're not coming with me at all." And he was telling players. So tell me how that's not a violation of saying, "Get in the transfer portal and come with me." Is crazy. So we won't get into the transfer portal because I think that's just hot garbage right now. But this whole aspect, I think it's going to blow up on when coaches can leave, transfer portal, the playoffs. These teams that are in the playoffs, they're going to be without coaches. Like, Ole Miss is going to have – they're not going to have a coach. They're not going to have a head coach. I mean, they've already promoted –
They promoted a guy, yeah.
They promoted him to the full-time head coach. Not an interim, just you're going to be our guy. Wow. And but I think they threw a bunch of money. And I think that's just going to happen is all this money is going to fly around and whatever. So I think the SEC alone had 5 coaching announcements today.
Wow.
And Penn State still hasn't hired their coach. So
yeah.
Good job, Penn State. Because, I don't know.
Well, and to that point, I was going to say, good for James Franklin going to Virginia Tech. I think that's a huge get for Vatek. And I think I heard somebody say this last week or whatever when they hired him. If he stays there 6, 7, 8 years, he has him and Frank Beamer are the gods of Virginia Tech, and he'll have a statue. I mean, he'll win 10 games a year, and he'll be the guy, and that'll be good for him. So, but yeah, I think what's funny is that we're going to pick this game in just a minute, but the North Texas coach going to Oklahoma State to take over for Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
And Mike Gundy potentially going to North Texas
that would be hilarious.
So what I find that interesting from a church front is I kind of did that with my associate, Greg. I followed him in Missouri and he took my job in Illinois. And then when I went back to Illinois, he was still there on staff with me. So just interesting how the coaching carousel turns. Oregon State got their coach coming out of the Alabama shoot. So that'll be fun to see how that transpires as well. So anyway,
it's interesting. It's just I don't know. When do you feel bad for the players? Do you?
No.
Okay.
No, because they can leave too, and you're watching.
When do you feel bad for the coaches' kids?
Yeah, all the time, 100%.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
that's the hill we're gonna die on.
Yeah, for sure. So let's jump into this. We do have a big point spread on one of these games. It's championship week, so conference championship games, and then we got a couple NFL games, and then we're going to pick the quarterfinals of the Cup. And so we'll start with football. Troy is
going really down. You're going all championship games.
Yeah, Troy at James Madison, who's still trying to get into the playoff, could get in as 11 or 12 seed in the playoff. James Madison is 22.5-point favorites against Troy.
Oh, take them. End points. All the way.
All the way. James Madison to the playoffs. Good deal.
Kurt Cigaretti puts on a mustache and he comes and coaches back for him.
All right. I got James Madison as well. We're going there for them to win. North Texas is favored by 2.5 at Tulane. in this conference championship game. North Texas still trying to battle. Tulane battling as this lower 5 conference championship game. Who do you got?
North Texas coach, did he already leave or just accepted the job?
He accepted the job. I don't know if he left yet.
And same with Tulane. Tulane's coach is going to Florida. I think that announced.
This is the coachless game.
It could be the coachless game.
Okay. That could change my pick, but no, I'm going to stick with it.
I think Tulane, I think the coach went to Florida today.
Okay, so who you got?
Let's go Tulane.
Okay. Same.
Yeah.
I'm going Tulane. Tulane's ranked. North Texas, they're both battling. 2.5 points on the road, but I'm going Tulane. Then we get into our conference, the Big Ten. We got number 1 versus number 2. This is back in the old Nebraska, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Colorado. I remember some of those Friday games of 1 versus 2. And you've got Indiana at Ohio State or neutral field, whatever. Ohio State is favored by 5.5 today.
Ooh, I bet I'll get down to 3. But
yeah.
I'm
gonna go Ohio State just because I think they're trying to just silence the
naysayers.
I'm going Ohio State.
Defending champions.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just picking them. I think they cover. I think they win by 6, and we see Ohio State undefeated as the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
And then they get beat in the playoffs. They don't make a run like they did last year. And then they complained that they had to play the Big Ten championship and it hurt them.
Probably.
Okay, I'll go Ohio State as well.
Okay, so we're same picks on these so far.
I know. I'm trying not to, but
well, I'll pick these next 2 first, and we'll see then if we're going to be the same.
Actually, I don't even know what your picks are, so maybe I should go first.
All right, so we got NFL. We're jumping to the NFL. We're picking both our games, which we don't usually do.
We're not picking the other SEC game or the Big Ten or Big 12?
No, I don't care about that.
Oh, well, BYU and Georgia. Got it.
BYU and Georgia. I'm going to say, was that Georgia and who's the SEC?
Georgia and Alabama.
I'm going Alabama. Wow. Alabama and Texas Tech. So we'd go opposite there. But
Got to throw it in.
Cowboys at Lions. Lions are favored by 3. And I said I'd go first, so I'm going Cowboys on this one. I think Cowboys keep it rolling.
By 3?
Yep.
On the road? I think Cowboys win, but they don't cover.
Well,
No, are they favored?
No, the Lions are favored. You got Cowboys winning.
Yeah.
And this game has no line yet because they're getting ready to play right now. But the Broncos at the Raiders. Shout out to our friend Josh at Vivid Sign Co.
Where you get all your happy holiday signs if you'd like.
The Broncos already have beat the Raiders once this year. The Raiders are not doing good. They got shellacked today by the Chargers, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going
That's
Broncos,
because they lost
obviously.
their offensive coordinator.
So, okay, whatever.
Did you hear the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, Chip Kelly, was calling plays that wasn't even in their playbook?
Wow.
Like, how do you do that? You're like, what is it? John Gruden's favorite play? Y2...
Y2K. Y2KZ.
No, what is it?
Y2K COVID-19.
No, it's like something spider, banana, spider. I don't remember what it. He's got a famous play that he always says. Now I'm spacing. COVID, yeah. Y2K COVID-19. We lost half of our people. They left a long time ago because we started talking sports.
That's right.
All right. So, I don't know. I got to pick. Man, how much? Oh, there's no spread because they haven't played yet. I'll go Broncos.
Okay. Well, here we get. Let's get into the cup. This is a shout out to our good friend and your brother Nate.
Nate, oh, so cute.
We're going to talk a little NBA Cup action. Quarterfinals are upon us. and I got some analysis for all 4 of these games. So,
jeez, you got way more than I do. I don't even know players on the team.
Well, you're gonna. Let me give you my analysis. The first game we're gonna pick is the Miami Heat at the Orlando Magic. These games are December 9th and 10th, so they're still a little bit ways out.
So Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Shaq, are they all on the same team?
No. So we got Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway in the Miami Heat going up against Shaq and Penny Hardaway. No relation.
Harold Miner, Baby Jordan.
Harold Miner. We got Glenn Rice and Tom Gugliotta. Don't forget Tom Gugliotta.
Is Pat Riley still part of that franchise?
Pat Riley's there. We got the slick back Italian coaching the Magic over here with Scott Skiles and Penny Hardaway and Nick Anderson and Shaq and Horace Grant. So I don't know what the line's going to be, but it's for the Cup to advance to the semifinals. I'm going Shaq and Penny all the way. Magic all the way.
Magic all the way versus the Heat, huh?
Yep.
I'll go Heat.
Heat, okay.
Yeah.
All right, second game on the docket, quarterfinal action. We got the New York Knickerbockers. We got Patrick Ewing. We got Charles Oakley, John Starks. We got
Spike Lee.
It's going to be – and don't forget Pat Riley coaching the Knicks.
Pat Riley's coaching the Knicks, yeah.
We got Vince Carter. We got Tracy McGrady. We got – the Toronto Raptors.
Speaking of Vince Carter, I showed my son a clip of Vince Carter during the Olympics when he had hair, and he dunked over that guy on that steal.
Yeah.
Ooh, I forgot he had hair.
Anyways. Yeah, that dude could jump.
Oh, yes, he could.
Yeah. So New York Knicks at the Toronto Raptors. I got the Knicks. I got Patrick Ewing scoring 34, getting 17 boards, taking the Raptors, putting them back in Canada where they belong.
Jeez. Are the Raptors going to be wearing their retro uniforms?
It doesn't matter.
Well, if they are, I'm taking them.
When you're named after a dinosaur, it doesn't matter.
And you're named after a Knickerbocker?
Yeah, it's really a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go Raptors.
Okay.
I don't know any better.
All right, the third quarterfinal game has the Phoenix Suns and your Phoenix Suns with Charles Barkley,
Dan Marley.
You've got
who else was on that team? Danny Ainge, wasn't he?
Danny Ainge shooting threes. Well, this was later on. You got Steve Nash. It could be a great game here. The Suns at the Thunder. The Thunder are rolling right now. So the Thunder, because they are the former Seattle Supersonics, you got Sean Kemp, you got Gary Payton, you got Detlef Schrempf, and the Thunder are rolling right now. So I'm saying in their retro Sonic uniforms, the Thunder win by 45 points over the Suns.
I'm taking Sean Marion's Suns.
You would.
Throwback to, I ate at when I visited Phoenix as a young lad. I went to Dan Marley's restaurant. I took a menu from there and a coaster.
Who was
a souvenir?
Who was the point guard back in that day? It was
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson. I knew it started with a K.
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson. Good.
I had what brand was that? An Apex Phoenix Suns coat. My mom probably still has that in her closet.
Nice. Yeah.
For some reason, I liked Charles Barkley back in the day, but I also liked the Chicago Bulls too. I don't know.
Yeah, pound for pound, Charles Barkley, probably one of the most. I mean, he was good, and he's one of the all-time greats. But pound for pound, probably one of the most underrated power forwards in the history of the game.
He'll throw you through a window.
Yeah.
On purpose.
All right, last game we're picking, the ninth game of the week that we're picking.
Ninth game of the week. Hang on, people. Hang on.
We're going the San Antonio Spurs. You got David Robinson. You got Tim Duncan. You've got Vinny Del Negro. And you've got Avery Johnson. You got Wembanyama. You got Sean Elliott. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Steve Kerr, you could put Robert
Matt
Ory on that
Bonner.
team.
Come on,
So
Matt
many things
Bonner.
there with the San Antonio Spurs. But the
Who's
San
the
Antonio Spurs are going up against the world's team and the Los Angeles Lakers with, again, our boy Pat Riley.
Pat Riley's coaching everywhere.
So you got Kareem, you got Shaq, you got Kobe, you got Robert Ory again, you got
Robert Ory won like 9,000 championships.
You got Robert Ory going against Robert Ory in this game. So
how many championships did Robert Ory?
Is he over the Bill Russell number? I don't know, but
I don't know either. That's why I was curious.
What about the Lakers team that had Karl Malone and
Gary Payton?
Gary Payton. Well,
that was like one of the first super teams.
It was. They didn't win, but they tried. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So Spurs at Lakers. Who you got in the quarterfinals of the Cup?
Spurs and Lakers. Well, the Lakers don't have a court that they want to play on because I guess it's not good enough. So let's go Spurs.
You're going Spurs. So we went the same on all our football picks, and we went complete opposites. I'm going Lakers and LeBron James to carry the Lakers in the Cup.
Oh, just in case you were wondering, Robert Ory won 7 NBA championships.
Oh, that's garbage.
Big shot, Rob. Cheap shot, Rob, too. Anyways, well,
cool.
There, Nate. I hope you're happy. We talked the NBA.
Well, before we sign off, I got to do a little bit of this day in history. We're recording this on November 30th. So as we talk about our next few days here, November 30th, 1835.
Ooh, I remember it like yesterday.
The birth of Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
So happy birthday, Mark Twain. I hope you've had a great day today. So rest in peace.
You know, he was, did you know he was born in Florida?
No.
Missouri. Did you know there was a Florida, Missouri?
I thought he was Hannibal, Missouri.
It says, according to the Google.
The Google machine?
The Google machine. It says Florida, Missouri.
Interesting. I wonder, Florida must be by Hannibal then, because he's known for being from Hannibal.
Yeah. Not the movies. Let's not get that. He was raised in Hannibal. That might be different.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
That could be why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right across the river from Quincy, Illinois.
Quincy, and I've drove through those places.
Yep.
All right. Well, last shout out, sports related. Only because they're the only besides basketball. Nebraska volleyball, undefeated season.
Yeah.
In the conference. Danny Busboom Kelly is only the second coach in volleyball history to go undefeated in conference play in 2 different conferences.
Wow.
And she was the first time head coach to win the Big Ten. And she has the opportunity to win it as the first time head coach too. On top of all that. So
yeah, that's
the volleyball championships are close nearby in Kansas City this year. So, hopefully, when Nebraska makes it, they'll just make that a home game. But they got put in a bracket where shocking storylines, right? They get number 2 seed is Louisville. So that would be kind of interesting. So shout out to Nebraska volleyball going undefeated, only lost 7 sets all year.
That's amazing. Yeah. And again, in her first year, like I said last time I was on, I mean, it's not very often you see a coach go from a top 5 program to a top 5 program and struggle, but let alone now go leap, continue the greatness of Nebraska volleyball and become, I really hope they go undefeated and win it all again this year.
It'll be great. Cool. I just wish they were just on TV during. The one thing that sucks about volleyball is they're stuck behind football and basketball, and they're on ESPN Plus through the whole tournament. It seems like until they get to championship week, and that's kind of stupid. But ESPN, grow up. Should we call ESPN out? That's probably not a good thing. They'll probably cancel us.
It doesn't matter.
Or take us off YouTube TV forever.
So,
whatever. All right.
Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here, Justin. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming this week. Come and hang out.
Thanks for giving me a night off. So.
Oh, you're welcome. Family stuff happens, especially during holiday weeks.
Yep, it was good. It was good. So, yeah, I want to leave you. This is also the first Sunday of Advent, and so if you've already left listening to the show because we were talking about sports, I'm sorry, but
you missed it.
You did.
This is BJ's preaching.
I told Heidi, I said, I'll probably preach a little bit tonight, but she's like, what are you preaching on? I said, I don't know. But so one of the things that I love about this season is Advent, and I love going through Advent. And we went to church first Sunday of Advent. We're doing a Mary's Road to Bethlehem series, which is really cool. But every week our pastor gets up at the end and gives a benediction as we leave. And for those of you that don't know that are listening, a benediction is just a final blessing as you leave, take the peace of God with you. But I wanted to just read that again because it's such a good verse for this season. If you're struggling, if you're wondering, what do I really have to look forward to this Christmas season, this Advent season, here it is. It's not a Christmas verse, but it applies. So Romans 15:13 as we leave tonight. It says, I pray that God, the source of hope, will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Then you will overflow with confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit. So I pray you will have hope this Advent season, whatever that is for you. So,
amen. I'm sitting here looking at the kids' book that they got a long time ago, or a few years ago. And it's the Advent story for kids, and it says a thrill of hope. It's like literally in my peripheral right now. So, yeah.
Yep, that is good. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being on. And Nate, thanks again for your work last week. Appreciate it. And for all of you listening, we hope you'll join us next time. But have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.